Everybody, welcome out to another episode of Windshield Time at Mountain Land Supply. I'm Joey. I'm here with Shorts, though you can't hear him. He can nod at us, though. You want to do like a gesture? Oh, you don't want. Oh, there you go. Yeah, he's here in spirit only. He just can't see him.
Yeah, that gesture was not PG.
But today we are joined. This more than makes up for Shorts not being here. Mr. Paul Head. Everybody, welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming. I didn't realize this was your first time. My bad, bro.
Yep, popping my cherry today.
Doing
good.
I appreciate that. Kevin Smith.
Thanks.
Yeah, thank you for coming. Judas Priest. Jerry Sharp.
Now you know why this is my
welcome,
first
dude.
time.
I mean, Bob Sharp.
One of them, sir.
Okay,
Yeah.
one of them. Okay.
Welcome,
Welcome.
Jerry Sharp.
So I wanted to talk today about some of the emergency vehicles you guys have been doing because that's starting to take off. And Kev, you just got back from Chiefs Conference. Is that what it was called in St. George?
Yep.
You were a hit
Thank you.
with many people. I've heard from copious amounts of people how much they liked your stuff down there.
Awesome.
By copious, I mean two, but still, that's more than one,
Right?
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty dang good. So tell me what you guys been doing. What have you been doing down there in SoPro?
So we've been doing it all, man. We've got stuff from Emery County. We've got stuff. Me and Kevin have been out to Grand Junction a couple times, picked up some vehicles. We're still expecting a couple more vehicles from Grand Junction. We've done all of Santaquin.
Yeah,
Springville PD's brought us some stuff for diag and repair.
nice.
We're getting our foot in the door there. And
An organization to be named later.
Yes,
and
there
we
is.
won't speak of them.
There is an organization that has reached out to us with I'm gonna
Yes.
piggyback off you with copious amounts of vehicles. We're talking 200 plus, and if we can even get a piece of that, then we've got work for.
So tell the people why this is such a even lucrative, but just such a niche business, because there's competitors that have really, really long lead times.
Correct.
And then we're able to do it in a shorter amount of time, like vastly shorter. So talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, so most of our competition out there is 6 months, 8 months, a year out. Like these the PD and the fire departments are sitting on these vehicles and paying for them for a year before
Because
they
once
get
they
them and get them in
land, they're
service.
paying.
Yeah, once there's wheels.
Yep, on the ground
once they
at a
get the keys,
dealership.
they're paying for them.
Yep.
They're paying for them, and then it takes them another 8 months. So they're paying for these vehicles for months at a time, and just
To be
forking
out of service.
No, yeah, it's like a carpenter without a hammer, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? These tools are just sitting there.
Yeah.
And that's where we win. We win with time frames. We are, instead of 8 months out, you can probably get your vehicle in 2 weeks.
It's amazing.
Yeah, we're cutting.
That's the
there.
name of this episode, by the way, Carpenter Without a Hammer,
Carpenter without a hammer. That's what I do. I just name stuff. I just walk around naming things.
which is good.
Yeah, that's what I'm here
It's
for.
one of your unique skills. What do you have to add to that, Kev?
Just like with our competition, they've been in business a long time. Everybody knows them. Everybody uses them. And because of that, it extends their lead times out.
Because they've had kind of a corner on the market for a long time.
Right. For 30 years.
Because the barrier to entry is real.
Yes.
You know, it's hard to get into it.
Yeah. And it's hard to knock down I call them the gatekeepers. So when you're approaching different agencies, a lot of times your card gets thrown in the trash. You go back 6 or 7 times and you end up finally getting in the door.
Persistence is key, brother.
Yeah. And then, get one vehicle, show them what you can do, and they come back with more.
Yeah.
It's a good example is Grand Junction.
Yeah.
So
talk about who's sitting next to you there, Kev.
this is Jerry Sharp. He's with Federal Signal. He's our local sales rep.
Which has been a huge component of us even being able to sniff at this business.
Very Sharp's
Correct.
an asset to us.
He's been very helpful to me in my corner, helping me learn kind of things. He has some experience as a state trooper.
Oh.
So his experience there has helped me to learn what I need to be doing and looking for.
That's awesome. So, Jerry, tell us a little bit about you. So you've been a trooper before? How long did you do that for?
Most of my adult life.
Really?
Yeah, I moved to Utah about 18 months ago.
From where?
Colorado.
Okay. Welcome.
Appreciate it.
How do you like it so far?
Well, I moved to St. George
Oh,
to get away
Okay.
from the snow.
yeah,
And then it
smart.
stopped snowing in both states. So
Yeah, right.
I brought the St. George weather.
Yeah,
to
you
everybody.
did. Yeah, appreciate that, dude.
We'll all be thanking me in August.
Yeah,
when everything's
right.
on fire.
Right.
But yeah, most of my career I spent in law enforcement, everything from being a trooper. I left as a captain, and in between that, I got to do a lot of really interesting things that play well into this sphere. So serving as a factory rep, I get to wear a hat, not only to see the tactician's lens, but also the purchasing lens.
Right.
To be able to say, hey, this is the pieces that upfitting isn't necessarily talking to law enforcement. An example of that is many times they're going to bring you a car, say, hey, do your thing. And the people building that car have never made a traffic stop and don't know how it affects them, the person at 2 a.m. that doesn't have the ability to call and fix it.
Right.
So this relationship has been very unique in the 6 states that I manage. Very eager, slow burn.
Yeah.
It's going the right way.
Yeah.
But I'm learning just as much as they allow me to teach them too. So it's been very
So do most companies make it more complicated than it needs to be, or like what's the advantage of like having your history and, like you said, having that traffic stop at 2 a.m., not having a tech service behind you? What are the things that are normally put into a vehicle that complicate a situation like that?
Where's the blind spot, Jay?
Yeah.
I would say it's not the upfitting side generally that's slowing the industry down. It's the department.
Okay.
And that's not the most popular thing to say. The reality is each one of them want to be different, and that requires everything to be re-engineered, which translates to inefficiencies in time. And that's where these long lead times come from is, Provo PD may be different than the county. That can be different from the state. I've never seen 2 built the same.
Yeah.
So with that, many times it's just working through, hey, what is it that you don't know is a pain point for you in your organization? That's where I come in to help them, is to be able to go and speak tactician of, hey, these are things that purchasers, many times it may have been a while before or since they last made a traffic stop, and they don't realize what today's technology, how different it is from just 10 years ago.
Right. Because it's
going.
changing all the time, I'm sure.
Yep. The next 2 years across the industry, you're going to really have some incredible things that come into that space. And if we're not ahead of it and we're not having those conversations, many times fleet managers or whomever it may be, they oftentimes are the last to learn about it and how they apply it. So to your point of that guy or gal that's making a traffic stop at 2 a.m, it could be something as simple as flash rate and intensity of that light bar is either too high, too bright, whatever. So to have those conversations and be able to take it to the outfitter and say, think of these things, and this will give you a leg up to try to think for them.
Yeah, because that leads into safety too,
Absolutely.
right?
That's at the end of the day, that's what it's all about.
And it's not unique to this industry that everybody wants to be unique. We see it in just, manhole covers. Every city wants to have their own manhole cover, which is great. It gives your city an identity, but that kicks your lead time out because now that the company that's forging all those different manhole covers now has to create yours, and now you own it. Now that line is basically yours, and so you either stock it or we stock it, or you wait for a long lead time. Yep. So yeah, it's interesting.
Custom work, custom problems, custom money, custom time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Something we're trying to do to help you guys too is manufacturing processes have changed across all of the major manufacturers. So just 5 years ago, getting a tricolor capable light was considered custom. Whereas today, that's our standard protocol. So we basically say buy the 3-color. If they don't want it on one side, just shut it off. It's cheaper than making you a 2-color at this point. So
how long has networking been like a component of everything? Has it been around for a long time? To make all those different, like you're saying, you have all 3 lights in one, not necessarily diode, but one light bar has all 3 colors in it, but that's all controlled by networking, right?
Correct.
Has that been around for a long time? This is the dum-dum in the room asking the questions,
No, you're
right?
doing great.
Yeah, it keeps getting more complicated, but it's been
I'd
around
imagine.
for ever since the advent of the LED coming onto the scene. When it was incandescent, obviously we didn't give much choice. What we could do is either speed it up, slow it down, or shut it off. Everything.
Yeah.
Whereas today, a lot of it it's very customizable, and it goes back to many of the tacticians don't even know that.
Yeah.
So the things that are going on the upfitting side, you can do some really it's an art form. It truly is.
Yeah.
These technicians and whatnot that put this stuff together. I know as a police officer, I spent nearly 2 decades taking for granted the army that sits behind this. I turned a switch and I could take bad guys to jail.
Right.
Not realizing, hey, there's so much that goes into that, into the programming and the networking of how these things work, function, and keep everybody safe. And the other aspect that I'll give these guys a lot of credit for is many times we throw something on a car and we don't really give mind to the intensity or the brightness, strobe, any number of things that can create issues unintentionally.
Sure.
But these guys have been very receptive to how that affects the community. So if we're flashing something too bright and too intense, that affects the greatest threat to an officer is a car hitting them.
Right, the other drivers. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But many times we focus on the officer safety aspect. It's critical. Mm-hmm. It's not that we're ignoring that. We're also trying to incorporate now in a stronger sense how we're doing it smarter. So they have to worry about less and try to communicate more effectively to the motoring public.
Yeah, that whole environment is playing into the situation for that officer.
Yes, sir.
It's important. Even those, like I look at what you guys are doing, even those trunk lines are gigantic. Mm-hmm. It's not just pulling one, 8-gauge cable through, the car. It's a freaking trunk line that's like 1.5 inches thick that you're trying to take from basically the control panel all the way through the vehicle. Mm-hmm. And that's got its own set of problems, right?
Yep. Everything talks to the car now through the OBD. So, there's a wire for every color of light, every function on every light head.
I see, and I'm not completely dumb because that means onboard diagnostics, right?
Correct.
OBD. Yeah, you know me, OBD. So who do you have that's in the shop that's helping you out, Kev?
Right now, Cade and Phil have been an immense help.
That's Cade Mulestein and Philip Polanka. Shout out, boys.
Yeah, and they're learning as they go as well, but they're picking it up really, really quick.
Yeah, so Cade worked for Six Star for about 4 years, so he brought some experience to the table. Wayland experience, Federal Signal's new to him, but he's jumped in with both feet. He's really excited to learn it, and he's been doing a great job.
What's the feedback been from the agencies that you guys have been working with?
Really good. Like, Santa Quinn was really excited. They had some, holdbacks. Like, when we first started, they knew there would be problems as we figured it out.
They've been very patient with us as we figured it out.
Very patient. I went out there several times.
Yeah.
Went out several times to program and just tweak different things, and they've left it mostly up to me.
Yeah.
And then asked for little changes here and there, and we dialed it in. So now their fleet will be all the same on any future vehicles. It'll take me 30 seconds to program it because I've built the file, I've saved it. Where the first one, it took us a while to
Their cruisers
get it
look sweet, though. They're very unique. If you see them rolling down the road with all the ghost, what do you even call that? The ghost tint or whatever you say?
Ghost graphics.
Yeah, ghost graphics. Those are sweet.
And, they used to be unique. Now,
and now everybody wants it.
There's a lot of agencies out there that have come back and stolen what we did with them.
Sure.
So they're very...
Imitation is the most pure form of flattery.
Oh, bro, we love it.
Yeah.
Copy me, fool. Copy me.
Copy me, fool.
Copy paste, baby. If you can't do it on your own, I'll lead you.
Yeah.
What I'm finding out is word of mouth.
Yeah.
So all these people we're making happy and doing good work for, communicating with others.
It's a very small community. It really is. And when you're really going against one very strong competitor, you understand that this is a very niche business. Mm-hmm. And if you stub your toe, you can be just as devastating as doing really well because they're going to talk, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So yeah, you guys, I think your approach has been really good about, being very open. If we screw up, hey, let us fix it. We'll be there right with you, but we're not going to be perfect on the first go round, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's the margin for error is huge with these. Like,
you're
talking about miles of wire
in every cruiser,
every single cruiser,
yeah.
And every single one of those wires has 4 connection points and 6 communication points, and it's a lot, man.
Yeah,
the margin for error is huge. Yeah. So the ability for these agencies to stay patient with us and allow us to work through this, it's been fantastic, and hats off to our service and our people that make this happen.
Yeah. No, it's been awesome. It's been fun to be a part of. The vehicle that you've got that you're driving around, Kevin, is awesome. It's a good showpiece, a good thing to show people and say what our capabilities are. I'm sure that's pretty important.
I would hate to drive that thing, dude. I would hate it. Like, I can only imagine. Like, I don't always follow the speed limit. Let's be honest, right? I don't think many of us do, but I could just see cruising 75, wink, wink, hint, hint. And people just slowing down around you because they think you're a cop.
Yeah.
Like, I could just...
Does that happen a lot?
Road rage is real.
Really?
Oh, man.
That is funny. That is funny.
I hate it. So,
don't put Tim White behind the wheel of that thing. He already gets complaints. In the town of Eagle Mountain.
Tim's out in Eagle?
Oh, yeah.
I ain't even seen him.
He's a founding father, man.
Well,
Yeah, just ask him. He'll tell you all about it.
all right. First one there. Cool.
Yeah, sure. So he says.
All right. What else?
So
See you
what's
out there, Tim?
what's the what's your next thing that you guys are working on besides the agency to be named later? What are you guys working on now?
Emery County. We're waiting
Yeah.
for some Emery County vehicles to show up. We got to probably end up running up to Logan or Layton to pick up a couple vehicles for them. But right now, that's pretty much it. And then
Yeah, Provo City Fire reached out yesterday. I got a meeting with them next week. Who else?
oh yeah, the Grand Junction Fire Department vehicles.
Yeah.
Kevin and I were looking over specs on those this morning.
So when you say the fire department vehicles, they're not the fire trucks,
Not apparatus. no.
Command vehicles.
command vehicles. Okay,
Yeah, so like the fire chief and then like
battalion chiefs, that
battalion
sort of thing.
chief. Yep.
And then through CM, we can also offer the light rescue bodies.
Oh,
So-
really? I didn't know they did
So
those.
like the bodies you see on an F-350, a quick response vehicle.
Brush trucks.
Has
They
their
do those
tools.
too. Oh, I had no idea.
So
That's
US
awesome.
Forest Service vehicles we can do. We did Tooele Fire Department a couple years back.
yeah,
So if people out there, employees that are listening, and they may have friends that are in agencies, what types of things should they be asking those people to kind of help feed business toward you guys?
Do you want it done fast?
Okay.
Do you want a company that's willing to make things right if it's not right? Like service, man. Service is what we're here.
Which is, it seems like that's a low bar, but it's amazing that is a high bar in this niche, right?
Yeah, so just as like we had an agency have some work done and then things malfunction and they were put off another 2 months after the work was completed and these are issues that are popping up.
And they've already waited 8 months.
Yeah, they've already waited 8 months where, you can bring it to us and we can probably diag it within an hour or two if it's simple.
Yeah.
If it's crazy, like give us a day, but still we're right there willing and service is what we offer.
Right. Okay. What else, Kev?
I think he covered it. It's just how do they want the service side to be handled?
Yeah. Because that's where we'll shine, right?
Yeah, that's the number one thing I hear is our competitors. Sometimes the smaller agencies get lost. So, they may have a year to wait for a vehicle where we can do it as soon as we get the equipment. Take Springville, for instance. They had sirens go out on their vehicles. They were told several months to get it in just to diag it. We went over and picked it up within the hour, brought it back, and I think that made a good impression. So
Awesome.
they'll have 5 vehicles coming in July that I think we've got a good chance of being able to help them with.
It's amazing. What can we do to be a better partner with Federal?
Well, I think you've touched on a few really critical points. Most small departments view themselves, not all the time, but at times, as though they're, they don't matter as much because they don't have volume.
Sure.
But in some of these jurisdictions, one vehicle can deadline a fleet.
Sure.
Right. So when your siren goes out, it's the only emergency equipment that goes around corners. Lights don't do that, right? So to be able to put that thing back online is a huge community asset. Right?
Yeah.
And we don't think of it until it happens. But to have quick responsiveness is essential. And I know we've had a handful of times where one of the things that's very unique is Federal Signal is a 125-year-old company as of last week. but it's not out of reach. And what I mean by that is we've had several instances where we have engineers on the phone within minutes at the national level trying to problem solve with these guys. And that's a mantra we carry as well as we may not make everything that's out there. We don't make parts for motorcycles, for example.
Yeah.
It's just not a market space that I see us going toward.
But you're staying in your lane.
Yep.
Do what you do well.
Yep. And so we try to refine that process and do it well.
So where's Federal based out of?
Chicago, just south of Chicago.
Okay. How often do you have to go back there?
I'll be there in 2 weeks.
Really? So it's pretty often.
Less now, but
for like trainings and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
new products, that sort of thing.
Great facility. I mean, like I said, it's a very old, publicly traded company.
125 years. That's amazing. Yeah, that's killer. How long have they been publicly traded?
I can't remember what year they went public.
But quite some time.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome. What else you got,
It's the only one that's publicly traded.
Interesting.
From the back seat to the front seat, man. I'm just working on cop cars, bro. It's cool.
Always with a one-liner.
Leaving on a high note.
From the back seat to the front. Shorts, I'd ask you what you got, but you got nothing. He's been waiting to push that button all day.
Go ahead, say my name.
Well, I'm personally very excited about this. I think this is really awesome. I think number one, it's kind of cool. I mean, it's flashy, obviously, but it's also a way for us to really lean into that, like enrich our communities. This is a great way for us to do that, to support those first responders that really need it. You know, I personally think this is a great way for us to still do that, or to keep doing that in a real meaningful way. So yes, I love what you guys are doing.
I concur. Like, this means something. This is work that matters. This is keeping people safe. This is keeping our officers safe. Those people that go out and put their whole lives on the line, man. Like, and we're out here supporting them, and that feels really good.
Yeah, I agree.
It's a feel-good moment for us.
Awesome. And thanks for partnering with us as Federal. I mean, it's huge. If we didn't have you guys, we'd had nothing, really. So thanks for taking a leap of faith on us.
Yeah, for
Absolutely.
sure.
Can I pitch a question at you, sir?
Yeah, 100%, man.
What can we do better for you as an engineering company?
I don't know.
That's a
my
question
standard
for Kevin.
answer to any manufacturer is longer terms, cheaper prices. But honestly, in something like this, just that support that you're talking about, you know, if you guys are available that way, that's all we really need. You know, we'll do the boots on the ground work. We're not afraid of work, but knowing that we have that support system behind us in any of the fields that we're in, that's 100% what we need. Just knowing that we can lean on you if we get into a pickle, that's it. And it sounds like you've been there for that, and that's really all we need. We'll do the work. We'll be there for it, but just thank you.
Absolutely.
Because we're nothing without our partners. Nothing. So, okay.
And I feel like this is a really healthy partnership, for sure. Like, thanks,
And Paul
Jerry.
would say if it wasn't.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter if you're here or not.
For real. One-liners, bro.
Picked up on that
Yeah,
before.
some of them one-liners ain't so great.
All right. Well, thanks for coming in, boys.
Hey, thanks
Appreciate
for having
you.
us, boss. Appreciate you, man.
Anytime. We'll have you back in August.
Uh-oh. Well, is that...
Everybody set your calendars, August 11th. That's Paul's birthday.
Yeah, I expect money.
He's not.
I'm not lying. I'm not.
He's not
playing
greedy.
games,
He just
bro.
wants it all.
I just want it all. I've earned it.
Yes, you have. All right. Thanks, everybody out there, for listening. We'll see you down the road.